Today's video will be about The Last Wish Recordings by Danny Kelly, a structured audio experience often discussed in relation to mindset training, focus enhancement, and subconscious conditioning. If you're interested in listening to The Last Wish Recordings, you can access the complete audio instantly by tapping the direct link in the description below. The link will take you directly to the full experience, allowing you to begin listening right away without additional steps. Many viewers prefer using headphones for a more immersive experience, especially when focusing on concentration or reflective listening. The Last Wish Recordings is presented as a short-form audio system designed around guided sound patterns, layered frequencies, and structured spoken elements. According to its concept, the recordings are intended to help the listener enter a more focused mental state through repeated exposure to specific auditory cues. Danny Kelly, associated with the creation of this material, positions the recordings as a tool that blends sound design with principles of cognitive engagement and mental conditioning. The idea behind the Last Wish Recordings is relatively straightforward. It is based on the concept that carefully structured sound environments can influence attention, emotional balance, and mental clarity. When the brain is exposed to consistent rhythmic audio patterns, it may naturally shift into more stable brainwave states associated with relaxation and focus. These states are often discussed in neuroscience research related to attention, memory consolidation, and cognitive performance. Research in neuroscience and psychoacoustics has explored how sound frequencies and structured auditory input can interact with the brain. Certain rhythmic patterns appear to correlate with measurable changes in attention and cognitive processing. While interpretations vary across studies, there is general agreement that auditory stimuli can influence mental states, especially when combined with focused listening conditions. Some studies suggest that exposure to controlled sound frequencies, particularly when paired with repetition or structured speech patterns, may support improvements in working memory, sustained attention, and mental clarity. These cognitive skills are important in everyday decision-making and task execution. Strong focus and consistent mental clarity are often associated with improved productivity and more effective problem-solving. These cognitive abilities are also closely linked to broader life outcomes. When attention and decision-making improve, individuals are more likely to follow through on goals and maintain consistent behavioral patterns. Over time, this can influence areas such as career development, financial organization, and personal discipline. In many self-development frameworks, these mental skills are considered foundational for building what is often referred to as an abundance mindset. An abundance mindset refers to a cognitive orientation where individuals focus on possibility, opportunity, and long-term growth, rather than limitation or scarcity. Within the context of the Last Wish Recordings, this concept is often connected to the idea that repeated exposure to structured sound and language patterns may help reinforce more constructive thinking habits. While this is not a guaranteed outcome, the underlying theory suggests that mental conditioning through auditory repetition can influence thought patterns over time. There is also interest in how sound-based experiences may interact with deeper neurological structures, including the pineal gland. The pineal gland is a small endocrine gland in the brain, associated primarily with melatonin production and circadian rhythm regulation. In various non-clinical discussions, it is sometimes symbolically linked to perception and internal awareness. Within the framework of the Last Wish Recordings, it is often referenced as part of the broader discussion on internal balance and cognitive alignment. although scientific interpretations of its role remain centered on biological functions. The structure of the Last Wish recordings typically involves layered sound design combined with spoken or symbolic word patterns. The repetition of these elements is intended to maintain attention while reducing external cognitive distractions. This allows the listener to remain in a consistent auditory environment, which may support deeper concentration during the session. From a cognitive science perspective, repetitive auditory input can help the brain enter a state of reduced mental variability. This is sometimes associated with improved focus and reduced cognitive noise. When attention is stabilized, individuals may find it easier to process information, reflect on decisions, or maintain sustained engagement with a task. These mechanisms are often studied in the context of meditation, mindfulness training, and guided auditory exercises. In practical terms, users of the Last Wish recordings often describe the experience as a structured listening session that encourages stillness and focus. While subjective experiences vary, the general intention of the system is to create a consistent mental environment through sound. This environment is then used as a foundation for reinforcing internal focus and supporting an abundance-oriented mindset. At this point, if you are interested in exploring the full experience, you can tap the direct access link in the description below to listen to the Last Wish recordings. The full session is available for immediate playback and can be integrated into a daily routine if desired. Many users choose to listen during quiet moments or periods of reflection, where external distractions are minimized. The broader science behind the Last Wish recordings relates to how the human brain responds to structured sensory input. Neural activity is influenced by external stimuli, and repeated exposure to consistent patterns can contribute to the formation of cognitive habits. These habits include how attention is directed, how information is processed, and how decisions are made under different mental conditions. In addition, research into auditory perception shows that language and sound structure can influence emotional and cognitive states. Words and rhythms processed through hearing can activate associative thinking patterns in the brain, which may reinforce certain mental frameworks over time. When combined with focused listening, this can contribute to a more stable internal cognitive environment. This is where inner focus becomes particularly relevant. Inner focus refers to the ability to direct attention inward without excessive distraction from external stimuli. It is a key component of productivity, emotional regulation, and decision-making. In structured listening environments, such as the Last Wish recordings, the repetition of sound patterns may support this internal focus by reducing cognitive fragmentation. To explore this further, you can once again tap the direct access link in the description to hear the Last Wish recordings by Danny Kelly. The complete audio is available for listening at your convenience and can be revisited as part of a regular routine. In summary, the Last Wish recordings can be understood as a structured audio system designed to engage attention through sound patterns and guided auditory elements. It is often associated with concepts such as inner focus, cognitive clarity, and abundance mindset development. While interpretations of its effects vary, its core mechanism is based on the interaction between sound, attention, and mental conditioning. By combining structured listening with consistent engagement, the recordings aim to provide a stable auditory environment that may support focused thinking and reflective awareness over time.